Okay. Hello. This is my informative speech about being a historian. History is not just dates. How many people know when Colonel Doolittle launched his attack on Japan? Okay, nobody. That's good. Actually, it was in April of 1943, but it doesn't really matter that much when you are a historian because you don't just research dates. You actually research material more than dates. Being a historian, one can provide the truth that God values so much by unique and rare ways such as transcribing or simply running a gift shop, which would sell newspapers such as this. This is a newspaper from Japan. Well, actually, it's the United States, but it's about Japan, 1941, which is pretty cool. This is transcribing, which is basically you get a handwritten letter and you write it out legibly for other people to read, which is pretty interesting. Although the job of a historian contains a lot of work, it is also exciting and very interesting. It is like Kathy Slusser said, my job is different in every way. So that some days I get to research, which is why I became a historian. It's like being a detective. It is taking a small scrap of information, getting other information, and then pulling it all together to get the answers you're looking for. Secondly, like I said earlier about transcribing, my professor of history methodology actually opened a class where we did transcribe a couple letters, which is what that was. And it's significant because it can provide helpful information in writing a journal or a book or continuing a project of a certain subject, which also refers back to the detective comment earlier about finding out important and interesting information. Every time I tell someone I'm a historian, they ask without fail, am I going to teach? Well, although it's a very popular vocation once you get out of the history major, it's not the only one. I personally want to be a museum curator, which is basically kind of like the head guy at the museum. But you can also be a CIA analyst, archivist, or you could get the lucky job of writing articles for the Smithsonian Museum. For museum curators, basically, according to Mary Bonk's edition of the Career Information Center at Gale, the museum curator is basically the director that chooses what pieces to go into the museum, how they are displayed, and even organize group tours and special events. Laura Bragg, who is also a museum curator, bragged, today I spend most of my days fundraising for the museum, arranging exhibitions, hiring new staff, and developing the budget. I find my work extremely rewarding and enjoy every minute of it. The entire purpose of being a historian is to bring out the truth to people. There are many misconceptions about history that no one seems to know, such as Thomas Jefferson was not actually a real Christian as we believe. The purpose of historians is to research everything to the best of our abilities, to bring the truth to the public, and to analyze the past, present, and even sometimes the future for the purpose of the truth. Gordon Wood says it best, saying, good history is history that is honest. It is also history that is critical, informed, engaged, and committed. Just like earlier with the detective example, historians investigate the past and fill in the missing blanks that most people do not seem to care about. Just as Dancing Hawk states on his introduction page to his website, Plymouth.org, historians are history detectives. So as we can see, history is not just dates to regurgitate on a Scantron for a test during one semester. It is more than one career opportunity, and it can be used to glorify God through its search for the truth. History is the investigation of past and present facts for the purpose of informing others of the truth. Yay.